Hey guys, Jason from Remax Real Estate Center here. Today we're going over a couple of need-to-knows about the Standardized Leasing Agreement that was released this month. So what is a lease agreement? A lease agreement is the contract that a tenant has with a landlord that covers basically all of the important details with regards to that tenant's partial ownership of that property or premises for a set term or a period of time. So this will go over things like how much are you paying in rent every month? What are you responsible for as a tenant? What do you need to insure as a tenant? Are you covering utilities? Is the landlord covering utilities? Who is maintaining the inside of the property? Who's maintaining the outside of the property? All of these things should be clarified in a lease agreement. What the province is trying to do now is they are introducing a standardized form. In the past, there have been changes or alterations made by landlords or by tenants, and sometimes it can be hard to keep up with the changes in terminology or clauses. And this is generally more of a risk for the tenants than it is for the landlord. What this standardized form is supposed to help do is to make it a little bit more clear for tenants what is going to be expected of them and what their rights are when they're working with a landlord. So as a tenant, it's kind of nice that there's this standardized form that you can look up online, you can read through it now, and it will generally be consistent across any residential home that you try to rent out over the next couple of years. So take that time, take half an hour, read through it very, very carefully, understand what is going to be expected of you so that you know how to best be prepared when it does come time for you to apply for a lease. Now there is a section of the lease agreement, and this is pretty common in all real estate transactions, is there is an option for a follow-up page essentially. There is a section at the end of the lease that may be important for you to look over as a tenant. And what this section is it gives the landlord an opportunity to add more clauses or conditions that aren't in the standardized lease. Standardized lease itself is pretty thorough, but in some circumstances there may be something that a landlord needs to include, and so there will be that opportunity for them to do that. Just be aware of it and take a close look at those follow-up pages or those additional pages when it does come time to sign that agreement. Overall, this standardized lease agreement is something that's been a long time coming, and it's for the best in most cases for this to be in place and to be consistently used by landlords and tenants alike. It reduces misunderstandings in terminology and phrasing of clauses. It'll make it a little bit clearer on the tenant side, although they should still ask for a second opinion if there's something that they're not clear about. And it'll make the whole process easier for landlords as well, because instead of trying to figure out a unique lease for each of their own properties, they now have sort of the peace of mind that there's a form out there that's been vetted to benefit both landlords and tenants.